ladies and gentlemen. Now, I was going to save this moment for when I could use my spiffy new microphone, but I'd kind of like to get this out of the way as soon as possible. The microphone thing will have to be probably in Season 9 of BBM, but we'll get there when we get there. What you're seeing here is my work, the building I work in, which is the back building. And apparently, I knew there was another back building, but I didn't know they were connected. As you can see with these arrows right here, I'm going to move my cursor right there. But I haven't been over here. I know next to nothing about what's over here, blah, 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 whatever. And, you can tell this is an aerial view. And, well, this portion of the building takes up the majority of the building. I'll just show you a side view. I know it looks kind of crappy in comparison, but there's just this area up here, but that's just installation and vents and all that other crap that you don't care about, and nobody's allowed to just climb up there anyway, so. But yeah, that's basically the majority of the building. Now, those yellow dots, I don't know if you can tell what they say. I can kind of tell, but they are letters that I have implemented from Google Images. I hope you can read that. But just in case you can't, I'll go ahead and tell you what the letters are. Everybody's name that has worked back there, as long as I've been working back there for the past 7 months almost, starts with a different letter. You have A, C, Z, G, S, K, I wonder who that could be, and L. Now, just to go through a little quick background of these people without actually saying their names, you might see that L is up here instead of like in the building, as well as A. Well, you see, L was the only girl that I was familiar with that worked back there for a short time, but then she went off to college from what I hear. A used to work back here, but now he's working in the main building. And I think C and G were here since the beginning for me. Z and S might be newer than I am, I have no clue. But I tried my best to put these guys where I think they're stationed at. Nobody's always in the same spot like I am, so, it's not going to be consistent. But if I had to guess, this would be where they were. Now you'll notice there's a number 1 and a number 2 here. Well, let me explain. These are the new guys. Now, I call them new guy number 1 and new guy number 2. And I don't know their names. I don't know if they're even new or not. They could just be from the main building, just coming back here to do stuff. But the point is, I don't know these guys. Now, I should probably mention this before I forget, but these red rectangles are shelves, and they're obviously going to be thicker than the walls. The depth and width of these shelves is not accurate. Technically, not everything is perfectly accurate. I mean, these black spots are just spots that I didn't know what went there, so I just covered them black. But anyways, so it's not going to be perfect, but just use your imagination. Here's a broken bathroom that doesn't have a working toilet, and there's no sink, and it's kind of hidden behind the shelves. So it's hard to see what's in there, but we're getting off track. So this is where I work. I did start working here the first month or so. Then I decided it would take up too much space for people who want to just get stuff off the shelves or walk past me, so I moved my cart into here. Now, starting on Wednesday, June 29th, 2022, new guy 1 and new guy 2, we'll just call them guy 1 and guy 2 if I remember to do that, but they're stationed here, and I don't know, what determines who's guy 1 and guy 2? Well, that doesn't even matter to me. These both represent each other, and either one could be swapped with the other. But on Wednesday, I noticed that a guy was working with a cart right here. We'll just say he's guy 1. And also, some other guy was talking to him a little bit and doing stuff with him. He did come in and say hi to me through here, just being around the corner. The guy had a ladder right here, which basically blocks off this bathroom. But of course, the ladder is going to be portable, so who cares about that? The point overall is, I'm getting parts off of this shelf here, or what these rectangles represent. More than one shelf technically, it just represents the combined shelves massed together. So on Wednesday I was working on shelf, I think 62, which would have been in the middle, and you see I would just walk over here and grab my stuff, come back, and blah blah blah, but until 1 and 2 came along, I'm kind of blocked. I'm blocked for a few reasons here. You see, for one, my social anxiety and overall shyness prevents me from just squeezing by these guys. And even if that wasn't an issue, there's not much room to just walk through here. My dad once asked me, why don't you just bring your cart through here? This was before these guys were even a thing, but your cart's on wheels, why don't you just push it through here and get your parts? But come on, you think you can fit this cart through all this? It'd be much more convenient to just just carry the parts from shelf all the way back here. And I'll tell you right now, when I was working on shelves in this room, that would have been the best, because that was the most convenient. I didn't even have to pause what I was listening to while I was working to do that. It's all in the same room, baby. But that's not the point. So, let's just assume these are guys I can't get along with. For all I know, they could be amazing, but I'm not going to want to get near them. And even if I did want to get near them, they're taking up too much space to just walk past. So, I have two other options. I could go outside and go around, but then I might be blocked by this guy over here, so that wouldn't work. And keep in mind, I'm the guy that likes to just stay in one building. I'm not much of a traveler. I don't like to just go to the other building, the main building where the parts are being created and stuff. But let's just assume that guy 2 is just right next to guy 1, and I could just walk around, bada bing, bada boom, bada bit, and get my stuff all the way back here. But for one, depending on the weather, right now it's summer, it could be hot, it could be rainy, it could be snowy. It's been all three of those things on various days, so yeah, that's probably not an option. And also, this door here is blocked off on the inside. It's kind of meant to be treated as a wall, and you're not really supposed to just walk out just to walk back in. But when I saw a guy take a red cord when they were working on the AC or in the other building, you know, the main one, not in any of these back buildings, but he opened the door and it made a beeping noise. So if these guys weren't here, this would be path number 1. That would be the most ideal path. Since they are here, that's not an option. Going outside, depending on the weather, would not be an option either. So my only other option is to go all the way around here and get the parts. That's a pain in the ass, and I did have to do that on Wednesday, but the thing is, I usually grab a bunch of parts, like the whole row of parts on that specific shelf, and just carry them all to my cart. And even if I can't get them all in one grab, I just go back and get the rest, so on and so forth, just to make sure I don't have to keep getting up over and over and over again, or at least not as many times. But that is a pretty long and tedious path to go through, and I'm not as used to this part as I am to this part right here of the building. And also, just to add insult to injury, they're having a few of those like flat wooden crates and boxes and stuff that kind of block the path. I was able to walk around kind of like through this part. I know you can't even tell what I'm supposed to be imagining here, but basically it's kind of hard to just walk through here as well. So technically speaking, under all the right circumstances, these guys being here, the weather being bad, let's just say it's raining or something, that'd probably be the worst case scenario. Second would be icy, and also if there was, like, say, a car coming through here and I wasn't just gonna walk in their way, or, you know, like I said earlier, the wooden crates and stuff, if all of those things were factored in at once, I, my friend, would be stuck. Thanks for watching.
Thank you.